Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope everyone has had an amazing week and amazing day. Before I start, I want to apologize for the noise in the background. But for today's video, as you can read from the title down below, we are talking about mental health, which is really important. But I want to introduce somebody who's already been on my channel, but if you don't know, well, now you will. So
Hey, so I'm Danniella. I am a part-time model, student, now junior associate producer in the making, TV director. I mentioned student before, activist, hence why we're talking about this relevant topic today. And I also happen to be her sister, so we're both in the same field of communication with different strengths, of course. I'm a little bit more vocal, outspoken, work more in front of the camera, and she's more technical and editorial type of thing. So yeah, content creator. So now we're just putting our 2 cents together to give you some content that we think is relevant. So before we start, we just want to give a shout out to Nia the Light, who inspired our minimalistic looks today. She's doing My Real September hashtag, which is basically a movement that aims to obviously like celebrate the real you. So like no filters, no Photoshop, no makeup, just you bare as you are, because social media has altered not only the way people look at us, but how we look at ourselves. So kudos to that. Please check her out, and if you're bold enough, join the movement, because I think that it's a statement within itself, and it's actually riskier than you think, because I don't know, we never really look at all the people that follow us. We think, oh, 8K is too small or 9K is too small, but in actuality 9,000 people following your everyday move can actually be sort of kind of creepy, but also you can aim to inspire those people. So without further ado, we're also going to talk about social media as a topic in general, and the tips and tricks we have like learned along the ways that we can share with you guys.
So without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Okay, so the first topic we're going to talk about is mental health. We're going to start with different types of mental health.
Yeah, but before that, rest in peace, Mac Miller. It's just really sad to lose yet another great artist due to depression, substance abuse, hence the overdose. It's really sad, but also just want to put a little FYI out there. Those people who are bashing Ariana Grande for his untimely demise, please see your life. It doesn't matter if homegirl moved on a little bit faster than he did. And obviously, I don't think she was trying to flaunt it to him. She's a celebrity, so paparazzi, it's everywhere. Like, these nosy people are always going to be all up in her business. So whether she wanted to show it off or not, it was already shown off for her. I just think that we've all been through those like really hard breakups, and we've all been down that road, and some of us are still here. So to solely blame her for that isn't cool.
And to top it off, she did put out a tweet after the day Mac Miller passed away, may his soul rest in eternal peace. She put up a tweet talking about how deeply sorry she was, and how when they were dating, she would try to help, but there's only so much a person can do if the person
she apparently left a very toxic relationship, and I don't think she should be vilified for that. At the end of the day, what may or may not have happened to him, I don't know if it was intentional, because overdoses can be accidental as well. It's just, it all goes down to him, and just to blame her is just really rough, because she's also going through a loss. So just mind what you say. Even if these people might not be able to see it, that energy, just like the team you play, like that's just that energy that you put out there, really, it does make a difference, both good and bad. Let's break down the mental health issue. I'm just going to state some facts that I got from the Strathmore Mental Health Club, SU Mental Health Club on social media. Kudos for what you guys are doing, all the things that you're sharing on your platform, all the seminars that you're helping the youth engage in. That's amazing. So, right down to it. Fact number 1, almost 800,000 people actually die of suicide per year now.
That's like a whole county.
So like, let's just take a moment of silence to let those statistics seep in. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that out of all the millions of ways life can kill you off, 800,000 people are taking it upon themselves to commit suicide. and for various reasons we'll discuss later on. Fact number 2 is that despite, okay, this suicide epidemic actually affects you, whether your social status, your financial status, your ethnicity, your racial group, it is an everybody problem. And the last fact I will leave you with is that suicide is the second highest cause of deaths amongst 18 to 29-year-olds. Now, this is actually very true because I've lost a couple of friends to this, I've lost acquaintances to this, I've lost people I look up to this, you know, and it's just, you know, those facts, you know. So if you think mental health isn't as important as physical health, please check these stats, because just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there, you know. And yeah, like I said, shout out the Strathmore Mental Health Club. We're going to be leaving you with the suicide hotline, which is
0724255169. It'll also be on the screen and linked down below. If you do need help, please make sure you open up to somebody. It may not be to like everybody, but at least somebody, your family member, a friend that you can confide in.
Preferably even like a qualified therapist that can help deal with these untreated mental health issues or anything that you're struggling, because a common myth is that if you're suicidal you have a mental health problem, and sometimes it's not always the case, and you can check out the World Health Organization for these myths that they're trying to break with people who are actually suicidal. There's so many common misconceptions.
You can also check out Expression
Stories, I'm not sure.
I'll leave the name right here. You can check them out if you want to share your story and you think your story could help someone.
Friendkenya.org. Yeah, that's a really good one.
So be sure to check. We'll leave them down below for you just in case anybody wants them. They'll be listed down below. So please do check them out. You could always leave your story, or if you want, you can always DM us. If you think that you want to talk to us, we would love to hear you out and to help you to the best of our abilities, and to also refer you to different people.
Exactly. So now we're going to break down the mental health issue and some of the primary causes that drive people towards suicide. So, how about it?
I'll talk about 3. The first one is bullying, second one anxiety, and third one PTSD. I have personal experiences with all 3. If you check the card section, right, you'll see the story I talked about. This is my story. It's basically how I deal with social anxiety and what I do to cope with what I'm going through. So if you want to check that out, please do. But to start it off, I want to talk about PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. It's like a, not like a branch, but it's together with anxiety. It comes from anxiety. With PTSD,
traumatic experiences,
you have flashbacks that come reoccurring. It could be in your dreams. It could be when you're just daydreaming. You could have a flashback. It comes at any time. You don't expect it to come. So what I used to do was prayer. Prayer is key. Once you pray, you feel like a burden has been lifted off of you. Second one was always, I know this is gonna sound weird, but crying about it. Crying about it also lifts a burden, and talking to somebody about it. I used to talk to my mom about it, and she'd help me to the best of her ability, because I didn't want anything to do with therapy or whatever. That's just my personal preference. Yeah. I sometimes have flashbacks, but I'm going through it.
And also, just to add, to anybody who might be undergoing PTSD, I would actually recommend serious professional help, because that is just it's a more darker issue to come to, because it can be driven from different places. It can be from violence, it can be from different accidents, it can be from just basically being in a dark place and witnessing. It's absolutely normal to feel that way, and it's okay. Don't let anybody make you feel like just guilt tripping you and feeling the way you do if you feel like God hasn't been there for you. So if you feel like friendships kind of help you along this line, if you feel like your parents can help, if you feel like, I personally, with dealing with my personal issues that I underwent last year, I felt like watching documentaries of like-minded individuals or people who've gone through what I've been through actually helps. Knowing facts helps like completely dissolve the fiction that could be in your mind about feeling alone or doing it a certain way and it's not working that way. Just remember that you have options, and in this day and age we have the necessary tools to engage and explore in these options. So make sure you just try and gather your strength to take it upon yourself to just read about some of this stuff. Knowledge is power and could actually save your life.
The next one is anxiety. Anxiety is usually caused by the fear of being embarrassed or having an embarrassing experience or looking stupid around certain people.
No, and also it's just like basically just lies within your mind sometimes. And it's also different triggers from like like you said, horrifying experiences probably from high school or probably from your childhood that actually heighten as you grow up.
So I don't know how to talk about I know there are different types of anxieties out there. The one that I can properly talk about and confidently talk about since I go through it is social anxiety. What usually happens, the symptoms of social anxiety is a serious panic attack, heart races, like it's beating, you feel like it's gonna beat out of your chest, dizziness, sweating, your palms start to sweat. So the ones that I go through are panic attacks, heavy heart rate, and sweating. Now, I know that's TMI and you'll be like, ew, she probably stinks, but it's not that type of sweating, guys.
Oh, yeah, and I also go through the same anxiety disorder. Actually, I don't know if you guys, like, if you, like, go to clubs or go to particular social settings, personally, especially the ones I'm not comfortable in, but I'm just, you can't exactly control where people are going to be, and you avoid eye contact with people, you always constantly need a drink in your hand to tolerate people, you avoid certain interactions, you don't exactly know how to deal with negative energy, so you welcome it with like open arms. Like, let's say somebody's done you wrong but immediately you're face down to them, you can't exactly say it, or it could be the reverse and you actually are just very dismissive towards each and every person, thinking that everybody's out to get you. If you're feeling any of these things, you have social anxiety disorder.
So what I decided to be doing is, I know this is gonna sound so weird, but when I'm entering like a club or a place that I'm not familiar with and I'm by myself or with people that I know but they're doing their own thing and I'm doing my own thing, I always enter looking like a diva. I know it sounds so weird, but like putting your hand on your hip and just feeling confident about yourself makes it less obvious that you're freaking out. You don't know what's going on, you don't know how people are looking at you, how people are judging you. You just go with your own flow. You don't go with the flow of other people, your own flow.
The body gestures are really important because that's a particular way that people can read you before getting to know you. So if you ooze that confident facade, even if you're not really that confident, but if you look like you are, then that's cool too.
The second one would probably have to be small talk. When somebody approaches you and you obviously want to be dismissive and tell them, peace, bro.
Like me, like I do that all the time. Like, peace out. If I do that, like, it's really not you. It's me.
Yeah. Most of the time what I like to do is I make small talk. By small talk I don't mean like hi. No. I mean like I can go on and when the person says hi, be like, hi, how are you? Blah blah blah, how's your night? Are your friends having fun? Are you having fun? Then at the end of the night the small talk will die and you'll feel like you've achieved a part of yourself back. I know it sounds so weird, but it works. The third one would have to be, if you wanna go and your friend is telling you nah, you can obviously go. Like, don't let somebody stop
Unless
you.
of course she's completely sloshed and it would be a very poor choice.
Yeah.
To leave her there.
But if you are confident with knowing that she's fine and she's okay, or they are fine, don't feel like you have to stay at that specific place because you're with your friends. You can always leave. You can always leave.
Yeah, exactly what she said. You can always leave. Just make sure your friend is in good hands, and also just start making decisions for yourself. Don't force interactions that are just not good or healthy for you. Though we all have to go through this phase. It's a kind of bad crowd phase. It's just like, if it's just not changing, then something needs to, and that's probably you.
Bullying. Now my sister and I have gone through this together where we've gone through physical, have you gone through physical bullying?
No.
I went through physical bullying and emotional bullying and mental bullying. Yeah, those are the three I went through. But the one that I mostly went through, was emotional bullying. Because if you go to an all-girls school, 99.9% of the time,
Like all
there's
those females
something
in
wrong.
one freaking area is
There's
just not a
something,
good idea.
something really. And then with the bullying of physical was when I was in primary school. Some girl put my hair in the dustbin, and in high school she was in my high school. Shout out to you. I know you're watching this. She put my head in the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
That happened, and I remember I missed school for a whole 2 weeks because I couldn't do it. But yeah, now look at me now.
Yeah, for me, I think I've gone through bullying my whole life, honestly speaking. In kindergarten, I went through that. I never really had many friends because I looked different. Like, I didn't know I was biracial till I was in extended 7. I never really thought I was different because I was raised in such an African setting, and I was also raised to be so prideful in my roots, which are from Kenya, regardless of our English roots as well. So I never really viewed it as that, but all the other kids did, and it made for a very lonely, childhood. But I've always had constant, like, friends, like little angels, like in periods of my lives that get it, and they were always just like ride or dies. So I guess that one for me would have been a girl called Flora. I don't know if she'll ever see this, Karemi or something. But you were really cool to me in kindergarten, one of my first best friends, so shout out.
Damn, you have a good memory.
Yeah, I do. And then there's primary, which was an 844 setup system. Not a fan. But yeah, with that, it's just like still a slight bullying. Just like I really, like I said, I just didn't get on with a lot of people.
Same.
But it wasn't as bad as when I moved to my very first IGCSE high school, which was Braeburn. And I was actually just thinking about that today, how like people used to like really tease me because I used to be such a I wouldn't even say I was a tomboy. I just could not give a fuck how big my shoes were, how messy my hair was, because I had to deal with this times 10, so it was always like messed up. I really didn't bother looking girly, so a lot of people got offended by that. Yeah. So they used to call me man. They used to say how like I wasn't like pretty. They used to like bully me all the time. And then when I look back at it, I just realized if you're like hyper bullied or hyper picked on, there has to be something about you that people can't stand, because like Drake said, like jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. And I love that line because like that was just so eloquently and simply put. So when people are picking and hating on you, there has to be something they also kind of freaking love about you that they just really kind of like, yeah, they can't find in themselves. So whether it was like my hair or whether it was how I got on with other people, Brisa was a fucking, oh wait, I'm not on air, fucking terrible high school. That was honestly one of my worst experiences. Actually no, one of, but not the worst. Then I went to Musongari. I did get bullied slightly, but I also had OGs, Esso, Lindiwe, Bridget. You guys were always so cool. Like, till today, I still have some of those friends I've made. Wanja, Wakio. You guys are just, you're the best. God bless. And yeah, that's just like a sign that sometimes you gotta love what's good for you. Because once I got out of Braeside, I was so scared. I made up this ridiculous like room about myself. Oh, I'm going to New York. Hey, I was going to an all-girls school because I was like super embarrassed, like from going from that school to this one. But I made the bestest of friends. I had the best experience. Okay, not the best experience. The best experience with people. The people were the best experience. Yeah. And it was just great. It was really, there were a lot of closed-mindedness. I was very closed-minded in that school, but thank God I grew out of that. Then there was NIS, which was the worst bullying I'd ever gone through. Yeah, NIS was just a horrid experience because just picture a whole classroom full of your peers, picking on you and just saying awful things and just paving way to other people to pick on you. I don't know why I've always been an easy target, but I've always been an easy target. Even as an adult, I still deal with like adult bullying, like it's crazy. But how I dealt with that was I literally got myself out of that situation, and I told my parents it was like a shit school, and then I went to Braeburn, and then I had a better take on how to deal with bullies, and I never really got myself into certain situations. Some of it was warranted, brought upon myself, because like when you like, because I also had bullied somebody in that school, so karma worked really fast on that one, and I just really thought I was the shit. I was so obnoxious, so I think that was just a way of really humbling myself. So I'm kind of thankful for that experience, but it's never an excuse to be an asshole to people like that. That was just, I don't even know how I got through that, but I did,
With me.
and that was great, you know. And yeah, so with that said, with bullying, all I can tell you is it doesn't last. And also high school doesn't last if you're going through that in high school. And with adult bullies, these my socialites that like to bully and antagonize people on Snapchat.
I got you.
You already know who you are. Let's not give you any more clout. Let me just tell you something, man. I do not respect adult bullying. You know, with people who are teenagers and stuff like that. It's not warranted, because as you guys have watched like 13 Reasons Why, which is honestly should not be on air.
I never even finished season 1.
But it is important to raise these issues. Like, as controversial as it is, it does happen, because even with documentaries of war in Syria or rape, assault documentaries, just because we don't want to see doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So as much as I don't know if they glamorize it. I'm not sure why I can't stand that series. I think it's probably because of my own personal triggers. But I do not respect adult bullies. When I see you putting shit up on rolling people online, on doing bullshit like that, I think it's ridiculous. I think you need to check yourself. I think that you are on a very bad streak. My friend, you are going to be, I don't even know if you're going to be humbled, but you are going to be the end of yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I don't respect adult bullies. I don't.
I also don't like it when people pick on my family. Phew, blood is thicker than water for me.
I just feel like there's some people, for some reason, that are more easier targets than others, and a lot of people see that. And when you're in a narcissistic group of friends, it's like sport for you guys. And I'm just gonna tell you, like, one day you're gonna be the victim of your own abuse. Like, people are gonna flip on you and use your own tricks against you. So, you know, even when we do go on our little social media rants, I must say, I don't aim to bully anyone.
Mine's not bullying, mine is to put you in your place.
Stating facts. Bullying and antagonizing is a certain kind of thing I don't have in me. And if you do, like, you know, I feel sorry for you, man. But yeah, I'd rather be an easy target than on an easy road to wrecking myself. So yeah, with bullies, just remember, it doesn't last. And one day you're going to grow into who you want to be. You're going to have the bestest of friends. You just have to hang on there. You know, friends and real friendships really do make life worth living, and you're gonna have a bomb career, and some of these people will just be looking up at you because they're just still what they used to be. If you can't evolve from those bad habits, hey my friend, I feel sorry for you.
And you know the most saddest part is the people who bully you are the first people who slide into your DM, ask people for your number, hit you up, ask you if we can go for lunch. Excuse me, no thank you.
But also, like, you know, and also just to add to her, like, yeah, that's like a little bit pretentious, but don't underestimate the power of a genuine apology. If somebody who used to bully you apologizes and really states exactly what they were feeling or what they were doing and apologizes, sure, it won't heal all the scars, but if it's genuine, please accept it so that you can help that person grow as well.
My mom always used to tell me, you can forgive, but you can never forget what the person put you through.
For me personally, I can hold a grudge, but I'm also very easy to forgive if I can see you're genuinely sorry. But also, I just don't like holding grudges because I'm not the kind of person that likes animosity. It's just, it ruins me more than it ruins others.
But until a person apologizes to me, shorty.
Chronic and clinical depression. Yeah. So with that, that's obviously, if not one of the main reasons why people get depressed. You know, you lose hopelessness to live. You don't understand why you're here. You've just lost all options. And a common myth is that people think that just because you're suicidal means you desperately want to die. Not at all. In fact, you desperately want to live, but can't see other reasons that make you want to. And just with that said, I think everybody has gone through that dark place. I've been there so many times. I feel like every once a year I always have this very dark period. It's usually like mid-year where everything just goes to hell. If I lose either one or two friends, or something in my love life goes terribly wrong, or something in my work goes terribly wrong, and it puts me in a down mood, and it really takes me a minute and a half to get out of that slump, but I do. How do I do this? I think music really helps. I really would recommend talking to people as well. Talking to someone helps. Talking to somebody new from your environment helps. Not just anyone, of course, but sometimes bad habits can come in form of bad friends as well.
Also, writing it down in a piece of paper, like exactly how you're feeling, and reread it. What I used to do was I used to have a box where after I write how I'm feeling and something that has really put me completely off, I keep it in the box. Then the year that I also used to write the date. Then the same day, the next year, I used to read it and remind myself to never feel like this ever again. And I still have them till today.
If you're like me, I don't keep journals because I don't like to look back at some of the dark stuff that I underwent. I guess it just helps just writing it, but just never rereading it. I don't need reminders to not feel that way. It's just, I never reread it, so I don't know how therapeutic journaling is for some of you. It was for me, but I wouldn't want to go back to that dark place. There's actually this ritual I once attended from this random white family I stayed with in New Year's. I don't know how I ended up there. Yes, and they were doing like this burning ritual where you just burn everything you want to get rid of after the end of the year, whether it's like a boyfriend's old t-shirt, whether it's a journal, whether it's a friendship bracelet, like just anything that's brought you down. Chronic depression is also, I'm not really sure how medicine favors some of you guys. I've never really got medicine. I wouldn't be against it either. Remember to take your antidepressants if you feel like they really help. I don't know about being solely reliant on them because I can't speak on something I've never tried before. Minimize the substance abuse, drugs, drinking. I feel like drinking actually makes it worse, which is why I'm taking a slight detox even from the club scene, because I feel like both of those combined just it's just too heavy, and it's always good.
And your health comes first, guys.
Yeah, and that goes along with mental health as well. And just with chronic depression, there's so much that goes into this. It's just too much.
You want a separate video of us bringing somebody who's willing to talk about it, or who's willing to share their journey and their story? Leave it down in the comment section or give this video a thumbs up so we know what you guys want to see. And if you have any suggestions of who you'd like to see on this channel, please also in the comment section down below so that I can reach out to the person and see if they want.
Depressed, I guarantee you it's a necessary battle. You are here, you're not just like some speck in like the universe. Okay, we are specks, but like we're significant ones because we have been brought. You could have been a bird, you could have been an ant, you could have been a plant, but you are a human being, and you are here, and I'd like to think everybody's here for a reason. If you hear that flickering voice that something's telling you that somebody's going through something, you might want to check it out. It doesn't matter if they're a stranger. I've actually reached out to people sometimes, and I don't know if it's made them feel better, but I guess just the fact that somebody cares enough to do it, and you just realize sometimes it can even be strangers. So with that said, just don't be limited. It doesn't matter who it is. Just please reach out, because if you do this, you never know. That's how you could possibly save a life. What are some of the warning signs you've seen?
It would also be how they act around you, how they dress, how they talk to you.
Oh, like just unkempt.
Unkempt, looking like they've not slept in days, they've not eaten in days, people losing weight, people eating too much. These are some of the signs that we always miss. We think that because they're losing weight, they're on a diet, because they're dressing a certain way, they don't care. Like, they're just like, oh, it's cool. Like, I'm gonna just put this on and dip, Some of these things are things we see from day to day and we just ignore them. We literally look past them instead of looking towards them, which is something I must admit I have done.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just like, okay, maybe that's the preference of how they want to look.
Or maybe we should just get involved in stuff.
So with that being said, please make sure to check out the hotline. It will be down below. The page will be down below. If you want to hit us up, our Instagrams will be down below and on the screen, but we will say it for, we just might, So you start with
Yeah, so you can reach me on Danniella Morgan, just at Danniella Morgan. And also I'm going to be starting, I can't believe I'm saying this, a YouTube channel.
So give this video a thumbs up if you're going to subscribe to our channel down below. And it will be the first link in the description box down below, because I'm going to make her YouTube channel for her today. So she has no excuse.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out my Instagram, which is at alicia._, my Twitter at aliciamorgan98, my Snapchat at alicia.morgan9. It will also be in the description box down below. But also, guys, please interact with us. We want to become your BFFs, you know, like we need more friends and new
You just want
friends.
to use fun. Like, don't get it twisted.
No, I actually want to be BFFs with you because some of you, I actually
You know the
make,
old babas in your DM.
no, those ones are crazy.
If you guys would like us to read the crap that we see on our DM, or just like things that guys should never say in your DM, like those ones of you up. Well,
I was thinking we should do this video like you read my DMs and then I read your DMs.
We are going to entertain you, homies. In fact, that's what we're probably going to do next. Just to like, because this topic was heavy, to just give you a lighter version of us. So yeah.
So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel down below, turn the post notifications on so you guys don't miss a video or a thing. I really don't stick to my schedule, but if you put the post notifications on, you don't miss out on a video. So do that right now. Tell them to do it.
Yeah, right now. Do it.
Do it, yeah. Okay. So
just do it.
So yeah, guys, before we go, we want to leave you guys on a positive note and tell you some positive quotes, so I'll let her start.
Okay, yeah, so the only life worth living is one you're passionate about, so make sure every day you get up, wake up, grind, and do you.
Mine is, as always, you guys can say it along with me as I'm saying it, every cloud has a silver lining, and if you think positively, positive things will
How
happen.
does it hold up the cloud? I don't know, bro.
I want to be a cloud one day. Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Ciao.